How's everybody doing? Welcome to another edition of Infinite Sports. It's been a while. I'm your host, Kenneth Grunfelder, and it's great to have you guys here on this Wednesday, April 30th. And it's been a while since I've put any content up on this channel, but we're going to try to change that and try to put out content each and every week. Try to put out as much content as we can on this channel. I just wrapped up my time at GSMC, which was a great experience for the last couple of years, being able to talk sports on that platform. But I want to try something different and try to do things on my own. Now, I know I also host things with Ben, as you've seen him on the channel plenty of times, and some of the other videos we've done, whether it was on Skype or, some of our radio shows that I put up on this channel as well. But I'm going to try to post things whenever I'm not doing stuff with him. I'm going to try to, put out content with myself individually and using the show name Infinite Sports because that's what we used back when we were at school. So obviously, we're going to talk a lot of sports. NFL is a big thing that we like to cover on the show. Also, try to cover the other sports as well. But one of the other things I want to primarily focus on is the Yankees because we are huge Yankee fans. I'm a huge Yankee fan. And I want to also make this, a channel that you could come to, get recaps on the Yankees, and I give you my thoughts on the team as well. And obviously, you could see from the background, and you could see it in my other videos as well. So we are going to recap last night's game. It was a big win for the Yankees, 15-3. They hit 6 home runs last night, back to back to back in the first inning, which is the second time they've done that this year, except it wasn't on 3 pitches this time. You had Trent Grisham hitting a home run, and he's been awesome this year. He's been the main piece of that trade that the Yankees made with the Padres last year. It's looking like he was really the main piece, but he's looked good. Aaron Judge, I mean, what can you say about Aaron Judge? On the first pitch he saw from Kyle Gibson, he took it into the right field seats for a home run. And then after that, Ben Rice hit a home run himself, and that was 1 of 2 for him last night, and he's been awesome this year as well. Paul Goldschmidt did ground out after that, and then Cody Bellinger hit a home run as well. So 4 home runs in the first inning for the Yankees. That's the second time they've done that, like I said, this year. And they have 51 home runs in April, which is, up to this point, the most in franchise history up until this point. But yeah, the offense was clicking last night. And the Orioles, their pitching is not good this year. Their starting pitching has really been a concern. They're dealing with injuries. And, they had Charlie Morton coming out of the bullpen last night. So, yeah, they've gotten off to a rough start. Right now, they're sitting at 11-18, and they're in last place in the AL East. The Yankees, they're in first place at 18-12. And, this is coming off of a game from the previous night where, the Yankees really couldn't get anything going until the later innings. I mean, they had some opportunities. Paul Goldschmidt had a home run that was robbed by Cedric Mullins out in center field, which when I saw that ball in the air, I knew he was going to catch it because, it didn't seem like, Goldschmidt, got all of it. It would have been a home run, but it ended up getting robbed. But I had a feeling that Mullins was going to rob it, and that's what ended up happening. But, yeah, they did lose a tough game 4-3. They were coming back. They had a chance, but they fell short. So this was important for them to get back on track and get things going. And they've been one of the best offenses in Major League Baseball. I mean, between them and the Cubs, they're 1-2 in pretty much all the offensive categories. Now, you could say that, it's a bit skewed because of a game like last night and also when they were hitting all those home runs against the Brewers in the first series of the year. But, they're still a good offense. They've been inconsistent. There are guys that need to step up, but you got to like what you've seen so far out of that offense from, the main guys like Judge, of course, who's batting over 400, and we're almost in May, which is unbelievable to say, but yeah, he's looked good. This is a complete opposite of last year when he got off to a slow start in April, and now, if he can continue this throughout the whole season, I mean, what kind of year is he going to have? Is he going to hit 60 home runs again? I mean, it's not out of the question when it comes to Aaron Judge. So, but also, along with the big first inning that the Yankees did have, it also did come with a negative. So Jazz Chisholm, during his first at bat, kind of had an awkward swing where he was kind of holding his side, and he ended up hitting a triple uh, in that same at bat. But then he was taken out of the game. Yankees put in Oswald Peraza, and he left the game. They called it right flank discomfort, which when I saw what he was grabbing, I said oblique. And that's what he's going to be getting an MRI on. So we'll see what happens. He wasn't too concerned about it, but Aaron Boone was kind of the opposite. So we'll see if this leads to an IL stint or not. But Jazz Chisholm has been a disappointment at the plate. Got off to a red hot start, was hitting all these home runs, the whole thing with the torpedo bats. Everybody was making a big deal out of that, but he really cooled off, and now he's hurt, and we'll see how long he's going to be out for. Like I said, is it going to be an IL stint? We'll have to wait and see. DJ LeMahieu was rehabbing, but he actually, something he's dealing with a hip issue right now, so who knows if he's going to resume that. But right now, I think the Yankees will lean on, Oswald Peraza, maybe Oswaldo Cabrera play second a little bit, in the absence of Jazz. But yeah, I mean, Jazz is an exciting player. I mean, when the Yankees first got him last year, he played really well. He hit all those home runs against the Phillies, and he's an exciting player to have. And he plays really good defense. Played third really well last year, position he never played before, and I thought he did well. But, they shifted him over to second base when they let Gleyber Torres walk in free agency. And he's done well defensively, but really he's got to get it going with the bat. So, we'll see where he ends up, if he's on the IL or if it's, a couple of days and then he's back. But, the Yankees want to be careful. They don't want something to happen where he's out for an extended period of time. But let's talk about Carlos Rodon. So, Carlos Rodon, it's kind of been up and down this year, but his last couple starts, he's pitched really well. I mean, he had a perfect game going into the sixth inning, but I think he kind of, ran out of gas at that point. He gave the Yankees 6 solid innings. Like I said, he retired the first 15 batters, but yeah, like I said, he started to lose it in the sixth inning. But like I said, last couple of starts, he's looked really good, and the Yankees are going to need him to be that number 2 starter because with all the injuries that they have sustained, with Garrett Cole being out for the year and Luis Gil hopefully will be back at some point in the near future. He's beginning his throwing program, so that would be a huge boost for this rotation to get him back. But Carlos Rodon's got to step up, and he's pitched well. I know the Orioles have not looked great offensively this year, but, that's still a lineup that you have to respect, and Rodon was able to give the Yankees a solid 6 innings, gave the bullpen some rest. And the bullpen's been really good this year, outside of Devin Williams. But, you want Rodon to go deep into games. He's one of those guys, along with Max Fried, you want to see these guys go the distance. Well, not go the distance, but, I mean, you would like to see them do that every start, but that's not ideal. But you'd like to see them give you length so you could save the bullpen because, we've seen this in years past where the Yankees bullpen is used a lot, and then it starts to wane a little bit as we move along in the season, and we don't want that. Now, it's going to happen at some point. But, you like to see Rodon and Fried continue to give you length, and that's, what Rodon did last night. But, it was a big win for the Yankees. Tonight they go for the series win. They got Carlos Carrasco on the mound, so we'll see what happens. I mean, he's kind of been, he hasn't been great. He definitely has given them some good moments, but still, you'd like to see maybe the Yankees. I don't know what they're gonna do with this rotation going forward because when Heel comes back, either Carrasco or Warren is going to be out of the rotation, right? But could the Yankees make a move possibly at the trade deadline to get another starter? We'll see. But Carlos Carrasco right now they're looking at him as an innings eater, because they don't have a ton of depth. There are a lot of guys in the minor leagues that maybe they could potentially bring up, but some of them are in single A and. There's some other guys maybe they could look at, but right now it's Carlos Carrasco. So hopefully he can give the Yankees a good start tonight, and they can get the series win because that would be big. And then they got some tough series coming up. I know they got I saw the Padres are coming up on the schedule next week. This weekend they got the Rays, so and they took 3 out of 4 from them when they were in Tampa. So Yeah, the homestand, like I said, Rays, then the Padres, and then they're out to take on the Athletics West Coast trip. So yeah, good night for the Yankees last night. Really looking forward to the game tonight. But actually, a couple of other things we'll get into with them. So Anthony Volpe, I know a lot of people have been on him with the tough stretch he was going through, but he's looked good in this series. Maybe he's starting to pick it up. That's really what Volpe is. He's a streaky hitter. I don't think we're gonna get a guy that's gonna bat over 300, but I think this is who he is. He's a streaky hitter. He's going to have, some good stretches. He's going to have some bad stretches. And he did well in the postseason. I feel like people forgot about that. I mean, he hit a grand slam in the World Series. And he's still got a good glove. So maybe he's turning it around here. We'll see. But, a lot of people are on Volpe. But, Volpe, I think, is going to do all right this year. All right. But, I mean, it was definitely concerning what we were seeing because it looked like he couldn't hit anything. In that Guardian series, he couldn't hit a fastball. So it's all about making adjustments, and hopefully he can do that and have sustained success. But I also did want to talk about Devin Williams briefly. So obviously the Yankees acquired him in the offseason. They wanted to strengthen the bullpen and have this super bullpen. And a lot of people were complaining about why he was named the closer over Luke Weaver after what Luke Weaver did taking over when Clay Holmes was struggling last year and, pitched well in the postseason. But I didn't have a problem with this because, you have Weaver pitch the eighth and then Devin Williams pitches the ninth. And yeah, I mean, again, gives the Yankees a deeper bullpen, but it has not worked out. Devin Williams has not pitched well in the closer role. He's blown a couple of games. It's been really frustrating to watch. And his body language and how, his post-game interviews were looking, it just wasn't a good look. But the Yankees did something that they did not do last year. They took their closer out of the closing role early in the season here, and now Luke Weaver is the closer. And had the Yankees would have done that last year, maybe they would have had home field advantage in the World Series. Again, it's too late to go back, but still, that blown saves was a big reason why the Yankees didn't finish with the best record in baseball. They blew a ton of games last year, and they don't want to have that happen again because, especially this year, is going to be different because of all the injuries. They're not the same team that they were last year. They can't really afford to blow these games, and by doing this, it showed urgency, which I was happy to see. And now, hopefully, with Luke Weaver in the closer role full time, we're not going to see the Yankees blow a ton of games late. And the bullpen has done a really good job, but there's definitely 4 or 5 games you could look at this year and say, if the bullpen didn't blow this game, that's another win on the record. So. Yeah, but Devin Williams, I will say, though, what he said in his interview after he lost the closing job, I liked what he said. He said all the right things. And in the inning that he did pitch in the other night in Baltimore, he did pitch a clean inning. So hopefully he turns it around and then he's back in the closer role and it works out. We want it to work out. So, yeah, but the Yankees go for the series win tonight. We'll see what happens. But let me know what you guys think about the game from last night. What were your takeaways from it? And let's go Yankees. So, like I said, we're going to try to put out content on this channel more often. I'm going to talk about the Yankees a lot on this channel. Some NFL stuff I have planned that I wanted to get into. Some draft coverage that I wanted to get into. But make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Take care.